1 second. Let me get this set up so it doesn't have lines going across. Brighter. Welcome to the first reading vlog of the year. It is currently January 9th. It is a Tuesday. I had planned to start this video yesterday, but then as things go, yesterday was busy. And so I did not start this video yesterday. Yesterday was the college national championship football game. So I did watch that instead of starting this video, but we're starting it now. This is just gonna be a what I read in a week, just kind of like mood reading, because one, I did not want to burn myself out so early on in the year by forcing myself to read, like, not forcing myself, but being like only reading sad books for a week, or only reading this, or like letting this decide what I read. As I get into the year to kind of like settle myself into like what I'm feeling, that kind of thing, I just wanted to do mood reading, kind of getting into stuff. So that's what this video is. I have a few updates. I'm currently in the middle of Bee's Hollow Vows by Lexi Ryan, and this is a YA fantasy. It's kind of giving Cinderella. The main character's name is Abriella, so if that says anything, but her sister gets taken by the like Unseelie court. Her sister gets taken by the Unseelie court, so she makes a deal with the Unseelie king to basically like get the prince of the Seelie court to want to marry her, all while searching for these objects that he needs. So that's kind of the premise, and that's where we're at now. I'm enjoying it so far. I am 174 pages in, which is, I believe, like 25%. I just started this, so feeling good about that. Don't have too many updates because she's just now kind of settling in at the Seelie court, which is where the prince that she's trying to like marry or convince to marry her is. So she's now there kind of at the beginning stages. I don't think it's not giving like competition vibes. There is 12 like women there trying to like win the hand of the prince, but so far there hasn't been any like competitions between them yet. They've just been like getting to know him one-on-one still, so we'll see if that develops. And then I'm also reading on my Kindle because I like to be reading something physical and something on my Kindle at the same time. I'm also reading The Hookup Equation, which, based on the title, you can tell it's a romance. It's part of the Loveless Brothers series. It's the 4th one. So there's 5 brothers. Each book is about a different brother. This is the 4th book in the series, and it's Professor Student. I'm not sure how I feel about it, but I've liked the other books, so I'm giving it a chance. Nothing groundbreaking, but I have been liking the series and seeing how all the brothers, how it turns out. So there's that. And then finally, I'm reading I Didn't Know I Needed This, which is my like nonfiction read. This is Eli Rallo, aka The Jar on TikTok's book that came out in December, and I'm actually seeing her. She's going on like a little book tour / podcast tour, and I am seeing her on tour when she comes to Nashville. So I'm again like 10% through this, and I'm seeing her at the end of January. So I might not finish this week because I'm maybe not obviously, but I am moving through it much slower than my like fiction books. But I still have a goal to finish this month, and before obviously I see her. So those are the books that I'm reading. It's kind of a lot. Oh, also, I should mention this. I am listening on audiobook to Crescent City 1, House of Earth and Blood, because, as you probably know, Crescent City 3 comes out January 30th, and I am very excited for it. So in preparation, I reread all of the ACOTAR series, and I decided, even though I recently read Crescent City for the first time, it would be fun to just like be listening to it. I'm driving back to Birmingham this weekend, which is like a 3-hour drive, so I have some time in the car where it would be good to be like listening to a book. So I'm also listening to that. So that's 4 books that I'm kind of like jostling between. But I'm fine. I'm doing fine. If you watch my book tag video, my goal for the year is to read 125 books. So we're off to the races. But right now I'm going to keep going on these Hollow Vows, and then I might read another chapter of this tonight, but I don't think I'm going to read any more of the Hookup Equation tonight because I'm not feeling it. And that's what this video is. This is just mood reading. I'm feeling like reading more of this and then maybe another chapter of this. So that's what we're doing. And Kate's here with me. I've got a candle lit. It's cozy. So let's do it. Welcome back. So there's kind of, I don't want to say anything without spoiling it because it's whatever, but I think this is on the back. Okay, so on the back it does say she accepts help from a band of unseelie misfits. So unseelie in general terms equals bad. Seelie is supposed to be good. We don't really know, but she's trying to seduce, it's YA, so seduce the Seelie prince, but she gets help from an unseelie person, and he is very good looking, supposedly, and just came in with a gruesome wound that she is now stitching up for him. Okay. I love when someone gets injured and they have to care for the other person. It's amazing. Such a good trope. Okay, it is Thursday now. I think the last time I actually spoke to you was on Tuesday evening. But as you saw yesterday, I started Weather Girl. I'll take the dust jacket off, but Weather Girl by Rachel and Solomon, because I finished These Hollow Vows. So I'll give you a little update on These Hollow Vows. I think I ended up settling on a 3.5 as my rating. I enjoyed it. It's YA, so some of the plot was a little bit predictable, I felt like. And I'll insert this clip right here. Basically, I just thought that some of it, I was annoyed during parts of it, but you know, at least I had high emotions. You know, I was invested. And I think because I've read so many like fantasy books, I question everything. If the person I think they're gonna end up with is blonde, I have to question that, because that's probably not who they're gonna end up with. The first person that is like the sweet boy, they're probably not gonna end up with them. The dark brooding one, they'll probably end up with them. So I think I just question everything when it comes to like a fantasy book. And not that that's bad, but I do think it's like kind of stress inducing. Like sometimes I'm like, I can't trust just and enjoy the book. But I did finish it, gave it a 3.5. There's a second one, it's a duology, so I don't have the second one, but I will probably get it and read it at some point, but now is not that time. Also, yesterday you saw me read a little bit more of, I didn't know I needed this. I read a chapter on dating apps. Pretty good. Definitely gave me some good tips, but also just, I love Eli's voice. Like, she does such a good job of like, her writing sounds like her talking to me. Like, I know that's how she sounds based on her TikToks. That's the way she talks. It's just really real and I love it. And then, like I said, I started Weather Girl yesterday and I actually just finished it. So I'm gonna settle on probably a 4, maybe 3.75. Like it's between 3.5 and 4. I'll probably put it as a 4 in Goodreads just because to round it up. But I actually really liked it. I've talked about Rachel and Solomon before, about how she writes just like very inclusive rom-coms. And Rachel is Jewish, I believe, because most of, if not all of her main characters, at least one of them is Jewish, and she likes to write about the Jewish culture, which I love, to see like that representation of different cultures, different religions, and also like different body types. I read another YA one by a different book that was YA by her, and like the FMC was plus sized or curvy, and in this one the MMC was, as he described himself, fat, but just like a chunkier guy. And I like to see different body types represented in rom-coms too, rather than just like hot bombshells and like muscular like Adonis Greek gods. So I appreciate Rachel for doing that for me. And I thought the storyline was really cute. It's like the main character is a weather girl. She's a meteorologist, and the guy, the MMC Russell, he also works at the news station. He's a sports reporter, and it's kind of like Set It Up, the movie, where they like try and get their bosses to start dating to like make their jobs better, except their bosses had been married previously and are divorced, and so they're trying to like rekindle, like parent trap them. So that was kind of the premise, and along the way Russ and Ari kindle something. But it's just really good. I did enjoy it, and now I'm pretty sure I've read all of Rachel Lynn Solomon's catalog, which is exciting. I have enjoyed all of her books. So if you're looking for, like, she has YA and adult rom-coms, and I would recommend all of them. So I'm not sure what I'm going to read next. Oh, I also finished The Hookup Equation. I finished that yesterday. I was just reading it on my Kindle, and I was honestly like 90% through when I talked to you on Tuesday. So I finished that yesterday, and I finished These Hollow Vows yesterday, and so now I've just finished Weather Girl. So I'll start another like fiction book soon because I'm still reading. I didn't know I needed this, but I also want to be reading something else, but I'm not sure what that's going to be yet, so we'll see. But for now, I don't know if I'm going to start anything else tonight. I think I'm just going to turn on the TV, watch some YouTube, watch a movie, a show maybe, and then I'll catch up with you whenever I decide what I actually am going to read, probably tomorrow. So that's all. And I am going to log this in my Goodreads, and then this is horrifying, and I honestly have gone too far. It is the 11th of January, and I have read 13 books this year. That's more books than there have been days this year. I'm crushing my reading goal. I'm gonna knock on some wood, but like, I've just been flying through books. I don't know what it is, and I'm happy to get ahead and then give myself a break later in the year, or I'm gonna read like so much this year if I don't slow down at some point. So that's just another thing that I've recently thought about. I'm like, geez, if I keep this up, I will read like 300 books this year. That is shocking. So anyway, good night, and I'll see you tomorrow. Okay, I decided to start a reread of Cinder, even though this is a reread from, I don't know, middle school or high school. Like, I haven't read it since then, so I don't really remember a lot that happens. So it's a reread, but it feels like I'm reading it for the first time. So Kate and I are chilling here. It is like gray, stormy, disgusting outside today. So honestly, I'm done with work because I only work half days on Fridays, and Kate and I are probably just gonna chill inside all afternoon. So I might finish this just in this sitting because I'm already 150 pages in. So this could be a one sitting type of finish, but we'll see. That's the only update that I had for you. I'm drinking Diet Pepsi because if you didn't know, I am a Diet Pepsi girl. I will drink Diet Coke, but Diet Pepsi is superior. I'm wearing my Bezgaeth sweatshirt, and we're gonna keep reading.
I don't understand.
Percy Jackson. Hello. So my hair needs to be brushed, but it's been many days. I went out of town this weekend to Birmingham to visit my bestie, Catherine. So I didn't bring this camera because I was not thinking whenever I left. I could have filmed on my phone, but I just also didn't think about it. So I didn't film any of what I read this weekend, and I did read 2 books. I finished The Graham Effect, which is the new like next generation book of Briar U Off Campus by Elle Kennedy, and it follows Garrett Graham's daughter, who was the first off-campus book. So read and finished that. I loved it. I gave it 4 stars. But Elle Kennedy and like hockey romance are such a staple. I thought it was very good. So I'm excited about this new like series that she's making. And if you're into hockey romance, or if you want to get into hockey romance, I think Elle Kennedy's books are the perfect like intro to hockey romance, because they're steamy but not super like bad. I don't know. In my opinion, they're not. Okay, my dinner's ready, but so I finished that one. And then I also read Indigo Ridge, which is Devney Perry. It's the Edens book 1. This is the first Devney Perry I've ever read, and I just randomly, it's on Kindle Unlimited, so I was like, oh, let me try it out. And I actually enjoyed it. I think I will read some of the other books in this like series by Devney Perry, the Edens. So that's what I read this weekend. I'm actually gonna make myself dinner, and we actually had a snow day here in Nashville, which was so fun, but it's so nice. Okay, my camera battery died, so I'm just gonna finish filming this clip on here. We had a snow day, and it's so nice to be inside out of the snow, but I actually made the courageous decision to try and do the drive from Birmingham to Nashville, like kind of through the storm. So it was a little bit hairy this afternoon, but we made it. We're safe and warm. And so now I'm just ready to curl up on the couch, read some more, because that's what you do on a snow day. I still have to work, but I'll be working from home tomorrow because the office is closed. But if you have the ability to work from home, you have to work from home, which with the invention of Zoom and work from home, no more snow days, but that's okay. It'll still be nice to just like be cozy and inside tomorrow. So that's the vibes. I will continue this video, start something new, but I think today is gonna be the last day of this video, so I'll keep you updated. But I've been a bad booktuber this week, so thanks for sticking with me.